We're live. Hi. Welcome to my live stream. As you probably know, I do this on a regular basis. I know it's the holiday. It's possible people are too busy holidaying to come and join me. But you know what? Pan palette time is not too busy to come and join me. And I do expect there'll be some others buzzing in here too. So welcome, welcome. We're going to be talking about stuff. Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I like to talk about stuff. For example, I like to talk about the month of August and recapping. I like to talk about palettes that I used in the month of August and ranking them. I like to talk about my daily basket of makeup and swapping it out. I like to talk about a few empties and a few goodies that I picked up. So that's what we're going to talk about. Let's start with empties, because then I can throw these away. I don't have very many, and I think there's a couple more. Actually, this one I might have already talked about, but I saw it sitting there, and I was like, why is this still sitting there and not in the garbage? I have a hair tickling me. My Skinny Mask Australia. I got this from one of the subscription boxes a while back, and I feel like I already told you guys about this. It's a mask. It's a drying mask. Not what you need on your face. You shouldn't be drying out your face. I don't care how oily you are, but my skin is oily, so is mine. Don't dry out your face. It will be bad for you. I'm excited for the live. Yay! Sasha's here. So, CEO Glow Vitamin C Turmeric Face Oil from Sunday Riley. This came from, I think, Ipsy. And the reason that there's no top in it is because I took that out so I can use the squeezer thing. But I will recycle this part of it because, it's glass. You can do that. As you know, I DIY my skincare, and so I don't worry about all of that. But I use it up. If they send it to me, I'll use it because why not? But I do think, it's just pointless. It's pointless. Estee Lauder Advanced Night. It's not pointless. There is benefits to it. It's just not as beneficial as the stuff I can DIY. Advanced Night Repair Eye Concentrate Matrix. I got this from Influencer, and it's basically empty in there. And it was supposed to be like a 1 week or 2 week supply, and it actually lasted me like a month and a half or something like that. So maybe I wasn't using it enough. I don't know. But again, I will DIY something that's more potent than that. If you hear a little crunching over here, Pup is chewing on one of her bones. So, it happens. She's got to hang out here with Mom when Mom's doing her live stream. Essence Instant Matte Setting Spray. Finally, there's a teeny tiny bit left in there. Maybe I'll just dump it in another setting spray just so I don't waste anything. Setting spray I really only use to spray my brushes. And you can use water for that. So maybe I'll keep that spray bottle. I don't know. But I have another one I'm working on now too. So again, subscription boxes. Air Repair Moisture. So I was using this as my daily moisture. And I squeezed it all out of there. So those are done. Am I going to repurchase any of those? I am not. I have not actually used up any makeup items for quite some time. So, but I do have some that hopefully will be getting used up. So welcome to those of you who have joined. We're going to talk about stuff because that's what we do here. So we talk about stuff. Okay. You guys want to see my palette ranking, or you want to see me switch out my basket? Well, actually, let's talk about these two things here because there's a couple of them. I make an excuse every time I have to go get quarters to do laundry because that's the life we're living these days. My favorite eye cream. I make my favorite eye cream. So I DIY skincare. The best thing that I think you can do around your eye is aloe vera or something like mango butter. But something you can mix it together, and vitamin E and whatnot are good too. But yeah, and I just use my oils on my skin. So I don't buy it. That was a question over here on YouTube. So I have Instagram on my phone and YouTube on my computer, and that's the way we do this. So every time I have to go get change to do laundry, I use it as an excuse to pick up a couple things at Walgreens or CVS. Because I'm naughty like that. I went to a new Walgreens, not a new one, but a different one that I hadn't gone to usually. And they still have the number 7 cosmetic there. The one that's near our house got rid of all their number 7, which stinks because this is like one of my favorite cosmetics lines. But I'd heard about this mascara, which is right here because I used it today. I did not use it with a primer because I wanted to see how it is on its own. But it looks, my lashes look pretty lush. That is 2 coats. Normally I do 3, but I just didn't have patience today. I was like, no, we don't have time for that. Let me take out my mirror. There it is. And take a peek. I'm going to say this is pretty impressive. There's a little flaking right here. Actually, on both sides, there's a little flaking. So there's that. I also have some really sad under eye action going on here. But that's my base makeup, not my mascara. But this mascara looks really good from my end. I don't know. I'll do some comparisons with some others and see how it is and how it wears. This is the first time opening it. So, you know, mascara can kind of come into its own after a little bit of time. So, but this is the Full 360 Ultra. You're supposed to get Ultra. And it has vitamin E and shea butter. And that's what I was saying. Use some sort of a butter like mango butter is what I like, but you can use shea butter and vitamin E. And your lashes, it will also help around your eyes, the skin. Anyway, it's supposed to nourish your lashes at the same time that it, adds length to them, instant length. So, yeah. All right, cool. We'll see how this one works. I do love number 7. I have another one of theirs. Which one is it? It's this one right here. I think I see it. Yes. This is their Lash Extender Infinite Lash Length and Volume. And it's really pretty. It gives very pretty natural lashes, but doesn't give the infinite length and stuff like that it seems to claim. So, but anyway, then they had a coupon for $2 off a Revlon item. And I don't get a lot of Revlon stuff. The last thing I got from Revlon is that Megan Thee Stallion lash mascara, which pretty much sucked. I used it once though, so I will try it again. But I picked this up. This is the Liquid Chrome liquid eyeliner. So fierce in violet, ultraviolet foil. So this thing is kind of weird. So it just pops off. And then the pen looks like this. Oops, sorry, IG. Move it over there. So the pen looks like that, which is weird. So apparently the product is down in the cap here. And then you can go like this and get that line. You can also, of course, fill it in a little wider as almost a liquid shadow. And it is quite liquidy when it goes on. But molten metal finish. Okay. Welcome to those who are coming in. And we're just talking about new goodies. Oh, I don't know why I put it back in the package. The package can go away. Bye, package. But we'll hang on to this. It's purple, so it's got to be a winner. That's what it looks like on there. Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys tried these Revlon So Fierce Chrome inks? I tried it because I had a coupon, so I figured why not. So those guys are new to the collection. All right. That's what's up. Let's talk about these palettes that are sitting in front of me so I can move them elsewhere. Oh, I almost knocked over my bag of cough drops. Don't want that. I still have bronchitis. It's been well over a month, so whatever. All right, so I used these palettes this month. Woo. Really quick look for you. You have to look quickly. So what I do is I use a palette for 3 days and then I post 3 looks on my IG. And that lets me get through about 10 a month. So my objective is to buy less than 10 palettes a month. Now this month, I might be at 8 or 9 for September. And it's the 5th. I fail at this, by the way. I just do really bad at not buying more palettes than I'm using. Really? Do I have 8 or 9? I think, well, that are on their way. I have 2 there. I have 2 there. I have 2 there. I also have Ipsy and whatnot coming in. Anyway, Yoshida is here. What's up, Yoshi? So we're gonna just talk about these, and I try to get through them so that I can be using what I have. But it's fun to play and talk about this and whatnot. So this is the Aura and Out. So coming in at number 10. I'll probably lose track of these eventually because that's just what I do. But this is the Aura and Out. It's their tie-dye collection. It's really cute color story. This was in my first order from ColourPop. So I got this one. I got the sunflower one, and I got their purple. Not that the Lilac You a lot, because that one is coming. That's in my last order, my second order from them. But the other one, what's the other one? The other purple one. Anyway, this is so cute, but I have a hard time really making this come alive on my eyes. I feel like I did better this time than I did last time, but it's just, they're so light, and I feel like I almost have to do this really super early in the spring before I have any color, and also that it works. But also, because my features are dark, and also I wear glasses, I feel like these kind of just get lost, and then it feels washed out. But in theory, I really like it. In practice, it doesn't do as well for me as I would like it to do. So, similarly, in place number 9, this is the e.l.f. Mint Melt, their little mint collection here, little 4-pan. This is the Mint to Be. Really cute palette. I mean, this is the one that stopped me in my tracks when I was walking through, I think, Walmart. I was like, I need that. And I think, did I get this one or did I get the other one first? Anyway, I went back for the other ones after I saw some reviews. But I maybe should have waited on this one. But I found this is the trick. If you have this palette, you need this pen. So this is their No Smudge, No Budge eyeshadow in Mint for You. And by putting this on first as a base and then putting this on over the top, then this will become quite opaque. But if you don't do that first, or you don't have some other similar base, this one here is really going to wash out and not really give you much of anything. But this color, this dark color, is gorgeous and really unique. And the 2 shimmers are nice. This is definitely more green. This one is more on the silver leaning, but it's a nice palette, but it just doesn't give as much depth and creativity and possibilities as the others. So yeah, we do what we can. But if you like a cheap little palette, there's a cheap little palette for you. And then this one, so this is the one of all of these that I might declutter. And the main reason I would declutter it is because I have other palettes that really are filling the niche that this one would create. So this is the Neon palette from Profusion. And it's not bad, but you do have to work a little bit to get these similar to what they are showing up here, but they're going to show up a little bit watercolor or sort of thing. So it's not really going to come out neon. Also, this one shimmer here is on the weak side. That's just, it's not a neon shimmer. It's just a nice, it is yellow and it's kind of a nice overlay, but it's kind of pointless. I don't see how that one really, I mean, I understand putting a shimmer in here, but I wish it would have been something a little bit different. Anyway, it's nice. I like the color story. I like the variety. You can see I've got some, maybe you can see, I got some dentage going on in here. this one and this one and that one. But that's also partly because I have to work to get the stuff out of there. So it's fun, but I may be decluttering this. I will see when it comes around in the next rotation. I'll see if I look at it and just go, I'm not inspired. Or maybe I will be suddenly really inspired. And then we'll give it another go. But I'm being okay with doing away with things that I don't necessarily enjoy. But I will try to pass those on to other people. Oh, that palette is $5. This is a $5 palette. So if you want an inexpensive palette, $5. This is also inexpensive at like $3 or no, these are at $4, I think. But I mean, $4, $5. Much more product in here, and I think this one's a little bit better. But if you like mint, this can be okay. But actually, if you like this palette might make more sense because you still have like the minty shades in there, but you've got so much else too. So, I mean, you can kind of see the theme is these light washes of color are going to be at the lowest rating for me. So this palette is one that I thought would rank higher when I first got it. And it should have ranked better, except it just didn't perform that well. But I will be using it again to see how it is. This is by Metamorphosis. And this is the first palette that I've used from them. I have 2 more that I have to get into. But this is the first one that I really used. I was really excited to get this. I think it is such a cute color story. It really is a purple palette because you've got this row of purples here. And then you've got this like purple brown mauve. And then you've got like this berry. And you've got these 2 light colors. These 2 light colors just really don't do much. That's them swatched. So you can see they're really chalky. And that's them. Yeah, you really have to build those up. Let me do one more time on those to see if I can build it up a little bit. A little bit more color, not much. And then I think it's Venom, this light, or I'm sorry, this cool purple is a little bit, it just takes quite a bit of working, and it doesn't really want to give this payoff. You see how it is in the pan and how it is on my arm. It's quite a bit different. But this is my first experience with this company, and I really enjoyed dealing with them. They're just really sweet people. I think, is it just one person? I'm not sure. These 2 shimmers are really pretty. I think if they had more shimmers in here, it would have been a little bit more successful in my mind. But there's only 2 in the whole palette. And or if these were switched out for something different. The concept is okay, but this should have been a little bit more opaque, I think. If you're going to have a green like this, it really needs to pop in the middle of all these purples. I think the concept of it is good. But this actually is really nice to blend out some of these purples, and then it really fades it into that blue. So that you can get some really cute looks out of this. I did get some really cute looks. If you want to see the looks I got from any of these palettes, go back on my Instagram, which is 40+. It's the same handle as YouTube if you're on YouTube. And you can see 3 looks with each of these palettes. Just look for the picture that has me holding that palette up. And then you can see. I like to remove swatches so that they don't stain my clothes. Even though I got food right here. I don't know what that's from, but I apparently ate something and it went on my tank top. But whatever. This was an undershirt today, so I didn't care that much. Excuse me. Next. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 6. I guess I got 6. Okay, yeah, that's right. Is this one? This is from e.l.f. Another one from e.l.f. And this is mostly a neutral palette, which might surprise people that a neutral palette is ranking so high after those colorful palettes. But this one just performs really solidly. I know that a lot of people do not like the new palette that's in these 18 pan sort of things. I looked at that palette and I was like, I'm not really seeing the inspiration there. But this palette, if you like neutrals, but you just kind of want to venture away, this is beautiful. So you've got this pink, kind of a shell pink here. That's really nice. You've got this green gold here. That's really nice. You've got kind of these terracotta themed. You've got this mauve here, and then you just have a really good range. I think they could have done okay with not having noir and downtown, because this is the that diamond, um, with a little like glitters in it, and this one is just matte. But once you put this on, it's gonna just those glitters pretty much go away. So I don't think they needed both of those blackish shades, but and then also because they have black cherry, probably didn't need all those. But at least you've got plenty to deepen it up. If you want an affordable, nice, but not overly anything, palette that's neutral but has a little bit of depth, well, has quite a bit of depth to it, all the way from quite light to quite dark, and then everything in between, and then has some, it's not just like cool tone and warm tone, whatever, but it's kind of covers a whole gamut. This is a really, really good option. And I believe I got this on clearance at Walmart for probably $8 or something. I think normally it's 15, but that might be getting discontinued or something. That might be why it's on clearance at Walmart. I don't know. Or it could just be that particular one was on the shelf for too long, which happens. Okay, so then next, Indica by Flaunt Beauty, infused with cannabis sativa. So Indica palette has a little weed flowers on the front, but this is what it looks like. It's not going to get you high. You're not going to get high, but look at this color story. It's so cute. Now, the only thing I wish here is these ones are too similar in my opinion. I wish this was more orange. Yeah, they're really cute, and I actually like having these two because this goes one direction and then this goes another direction. So this is more of the warm tone, and this is more of the pink tone, or I should say the yellow tone. And so these work really well together, and these two work really well together. And again, I did some really cute looks with these. Really no transition neutrals in here at all. These can kind of work for that if you want. Otherwise, you just go in with really graphic looks, and there you go. Performs beautifully. No complaints at all on the performance. The shades are really, really beautiful. It's just, how many looks can you do with those really 3 colors? I mean, these are kind of the same. And then this is the shimmer and the matte, and then the shimmer and the matte. So how many looks can you do that? You'd be surprised, but doesn't necessarily have the depth it doesn't go as far, but it would be a really good companion palette if you do really like those colors. If you like those colors, pick it up. And especially, this is really popular, the purple and the teal, that combination right there. If I cover up the middle, right? That combination is super, super popular right now. So yeah, speaking of purple and teal, so the next one we've got is the Aether Beauty, and this is the crystal something, something, something. It's not on here, which is really weird. And this packaging is super cheap. And it says, oh, hey, we've done this because we want to, make it friendly to the environment. But, this is friendly to the environment too, because it's all cardboard. Well, there's a mirror in it, but whatever. Just don't put the mirror in. But why does it have to be this cheap? Also, I don't like the box, set where it I guess that's so that they don't have to have a magnet. Whatever. Anyway, but here's what the palette looks like. Speaking of purple and teals, so pretty, and really does have the depth all the way to the quite dark, and then this very light. There's only a couple of mattes. In fact, I think this is a matte. This is a matte. And some of these they look like they're mattes, but then they end up being satins. Such a pretty palette, though. I did really beautiful looks, but you kind of, when you have only 2 colors, really, you get a little bit more limited. So, you do have, because there's this like aqua, and then you have a true green, and then you have like these grays and a blue, kind of, but it is more of a purple. Sorry, I gotta hold this up higher. So there is depth and dimension and whatnot to it. It performs well. I think I think my skill level is maybe just not up to par yet for this. So just working with it a little bit more. I do really like it though. No regrets on that. That came from BoxyCharm, I think. I think that one came out of BoxyCharm. So I was really excited to have that. No, no, no. I lied. It came from the Ipsy X Halsey. Okay. The next one. So this is going to be number 3. Now in the top 3, I could very easily have switched these up completely in any order. This is basically a 3-way tie. And I can look at these again and be like, maybe I should change the order. No. Okay. I'm going to keep this order, but just let you know that these very well could have been a 3-way tie. I love all 3 of these palettes. Love, 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 love. In fact, these 3 are probably in my essentials for my entire collection. This guy right here is the Serenity Palette from Menagerie, and it's their collab with Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. I haven't even taken the thing off the mirror yet because I don't really use the mirrors in here. This is what it looks like. This one did come a little broken, and I just kind of blew the stuff out of there and then put a little bit of alcohol and pushed it in to make it a little bit more solid. This palette is gorgeous. Performance as well as just the color story. Excuse me. So color story is, phenomenal in here. But the performance, this one is actually purple. It looks like blue in here, but it's actually a lavender with a kind of, I guess it's a almost pink to blue, and it just ends up being lavender. It is so pretty, that duochrome in there, or maybe multichrome, I don't know. This one here, the Morpho, this another beautiful teal. I guess is that the theme of this video? Beautiful teal. I tried to pick it up pretty lightly, so not as pigmented as it actually is. But yeah, these are fantastic. They wear well. They just perform so well on the eyes. I love this palette. So I have it here as number 3, but you can put these in any order because they are all fantastic. My pile is going to fall over. Let's do that. Okay, next, number 2, but again, these can be swapped out. Sydney Grace Temptalia. This guy right here, which is Quintessence. I love this palette too. Oh my goodness. My only issue with this is these mattes are quite dusty. Something a little bit, not necessarily brighter, but maybe more clean, less grayish, I think would have been really nice. But other than that, it is fantastically beautiful. So beautiful. And of course, I got these in the deep because I just like that depth. So I can't really complain that they're more dusty because of that. But I think something like even a dusty mauve or a dusty rose would have maybe helped it out a little bit, just to be a little more friendly. But I like this because I feel like this is a little bit of a challenge without being, too much of a challenge. So I think it's very, very usable, very, you just can keep getting more inspiration out of this. I love the fact that there's this random pop of, like burgundy red in here. And then there's the greens and the purples, and then these kind of really dusty neutrals. So it's just so pretty. And then there's these 2 taupey sort of colors. They're shimmers, but they're very, very different from each other. This is like a deep purple. I mean, it's just, this is a magical palette. Just a magical palette. And you can see, if I compare this and Serenity, they are both colorful palettes, but in very different ways, right? This is bright, and this is that deep sort of thing. So they really, what one doesn't have, the other one has, basically. And I feel like they can really work off of each other too. If you wanted to pair them together, they'd be great. Another purchase Absolutely no regrets. Both of these, no regrets. None, none, none. They're so beautiful. And number one, but again, this could be intertwined with the other ones, and I'll tell you why I put it as number one. This is the Norns palette from Odin's Eye. I picked this up when they have their mystery boxes several months ago, and so I was looking at this one, and I grabbed this one, and I also grabbed the Urd, whatever it is. Sorry, I don't speak Norwegian, Swedish. Are they Swedish? They're Swedish, yeah. I don't speak that. My great grandparents did, but I do not. Anyway, here's the reason that I put this as number one. Because this is, if you took these two palettes and you combined them, this is what you'd get. Kind of. You have the grayish, grungy, people kind of overuse that, but you do have that. This teal is quite similar to this teal in depth, right? This matte teal. This one's a little brighter. You also have this black, which this one has. You have this bright blue, which is kind of similar to the one right here, right? Oops, sorry, purpley blue here in the back. But this one I think is even better. And then you have like the green, which can be similar to one of these. This green right here can be similar to like this. And whatnot. So, and then you have some really light. This pink Chameleon shade is just, it's green and pink and orange and yellow. It's so incredible. I mean, the shifts on this are astonishing. They're just incredible. Oh man, it goes on like lime green and then flips to pink and gold and yellow and orange, and you can't see it. But man, here, like I'm looking at it and I literally can see the shifts together. Like you don't even have to really change your hand position to start to see that there's shifts in there. It immediately shows up. And then you have some of the darker mattes here. This is such an interesting, it's your bone color, but it's a very gray. It's basically like a very pale gray color, which is interesting. And then you have the brighter ones, like the Serenity palette. You have the orange and that sort of thing. So I think this really combines. Oh, you have the red, this red here, kind of similar to the red here. And then this like burgundy purple right here is similar to this burgundy purple here. So there's a lot of similarities between these two palettes, but then it has a little bit more like the other. These shimmers perform so incredibly beautifully, so incredibly beautifully. I should show it to you instead of just gazing at it myself. So that's the reason that I picked this up as number one, because it is the best of both worlds of those last two palettes. And I think the color story is just perfection, just absolutely perfection for a colorful palette. I'm going to say this, and it might get some hate, and I don't really care, because whatever, it's my opinion. I think that this is what the Club Nebula palette wanted to be. I do think that the Club Nebula palette is a good palette, and I think the more I use it, the more I'm going to appreciate it. But I think this is really what that palette wanted to be. I just hope that Odin's Eye comes out with more like this, because the last release they had, those palettes confused me. Like I wasn't sure what the color story was going for. And I will say honestly, Odin's Eye, if you're watching this, they're not, but if you are, the reason I didn't buy your last release is because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand. You have one palette that's a two-sided book that's kind of a toned down version of the other two palettes. So I'm like, which one would I get? Because it didn't really make sense to me. So they should have been more separate, I think. But do more like this. That's my opinion. Okay. Yeah, so that's my ranking, my last 10. I grabbed these guys. Hubby was doing a little order from Amazon, and every time he did, I was doing an order for hubby from Amazon, and every time he does that. I use it as an excuse to go shopping. So you all know that I'm into my oils. And so I like to add more oils to my concoction as I can. Concoction is such a weird word. But so I picked up 2 oils. I picked up a carrier oil and I picked up an essential oil. The carrier oil I got was pomegranate seed oil. This is supposed to be really, really, really good for you for all sorts of different reasons. Naturally revitalizes and adds shine to dull hair. Suits all skin types and glides on smoothly. Penetrates deep and nourishes skin with fatty acids. It's free of all this stuff. It's organic, vegan, sulfate free, 100% natural product, BPA, whatever. This is from Premium Nature, is the company that I got this from. If you read the reviews, people say it just smells so bad. It smells rancid. Well, people, that's because you're so used to artificially scented stuff. Things that are natural, naturally occurring, that have depth to them, they're going to smell kind of rancid. Yeah, it stinks. It smells kind of a little bit like turpentine and something else. I don't know. It's a strong scent. However, so as I was mentioning, this is how you can kind of test an oil. Rub it on the back of your hand. And this one is going to hang out there for a second. And then it's going to soak right into my hand. So you can see a little bit of sheen there from the oil. And then if I just rub it in, it's basically just going to moisturize, but it doesn't leave it slippery. So it just feels moisturized, and that's it. Now, if I had a wet hand, it would have gone in a little bit more, because when you have moisture, then it dissipates a little bit easier. If this does not smell good, you know what you do? You buy something like this. So this is Jasmine Essential Oil. Love this. Love this so much. My essential oil mix is very heavy on things that are more medicinal. And that are more like, I have a lot of things like lemon balm and stuff like that. So very much citrusy. And then I have things that are like tea tree oil and eucalyptus and mint and that sort of thing in it. And so adding something like this can kind of help to balance it, so it's a little more floral. Plus, jasmine is a good essential oil to have. It's not among the best or the most essential of the essential oils. It's not of the most important for like anti-aging or just skin in general, but it does help the skin a lot with healing and whatnot. But it also, and this is a big part of the essential oils, and one of the reasons I really like them is they're very good for emotions. So they make you feel better. So when you smell this, it actually is calming, and some of them can be stimulating. Some of them can be mentally stimulating, like vetiver, which is one of my favorite scents, which I do use the real vetiver from Haiti. So it's thick. It's like really thick. Oh, this is so good. And it has a stopper in there. It has a little plastic stopper. I haven't opened it up yet. It also came with this little dropper. So eventually I'll take the stopper off and this cap off and toss those, and then just use the dropper in there so that I can add it to my oils. But I haven't done that yet. I think I'm going to make a video about this and then do like a natural oil skincare challenge and see who's with me on that, because I am convinced that you can replace all of your skincare with oils. And people say, well, you need moisture. Yeah, you need moisture, but oils will actually seal in the moisture. Stop using hot water on your face without using cool water after. I mean, you can use hot water if you use cool water after. And stop drying your face. If you dry your face, you're actually removing a lot of the natural moisture, and then you can just put this over the top when it's still a little bit damp, and then that seals the moisture in. There's also other things that you can do. So I like to use things like glycerin is a really good humectant. Even things like honey, but you have to make sure honey is diluted enough so that the stick is not in there. So you can put a little bit of honey and then cover it with oil, and the oil will kind of break it down so that it's not sticky. Yeah, so there's a bunch of excellent humectants that you can use that will help with that. And I also have a mango butter that I can use for that. I'm not using it right now because I have so many moisturizers, excuse me, that have come through these boxes. So I don't need to use my DIY moisturizer. I always use my oil. But I do put a moisturizer on my skin. So I do think that's a good thing, but you can DIY that as well. But everything else really can be done just with the oils. And when I was in Haiti, I would actually just take the oils and then I'd put the glycerin right in the oil and shake it up and then use it so that, because glycerin is water-based. So they don't mix together without something to make that happen. So, all right, that's my new goodies. The last thing we've got to talk about, it's going by a little, kind of fast. This is my daily basket. So I have two baskets. I have my project pan basket, which is right here. And those are things that I'm just using up, and I keep them in there. And then when something is used from that, then I replace it with another similar thing. In this particular basket, sorry, I did a little half yawn there because I'm a little sleepy, a little tired. This one I switch out every month for the most part. There are some things that I'll keep in here, but for the most part, I do switch it out every month. So I'm going to go through here and show you what I have and give you my opinion on it, and then let you know what I'm switching it out with. So we're going to start with primer. I actually have two primers in here, primer-ish items. So I have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I don't get the hype, guys. I know you guys love this. I know so many people love this. I might be using it wrong. I just go in with my finger. I mean, and look, it seems like I'm using a lot. Maybe I'm using too much. People say push it into your skin, but I'm like, how do you push it into your skin? So I'm like applying it, rubbing it in, and then just kind of, doing this. But then when it just doesn't seem like, there's a little bit of blurring, but not that much. So then I'm like, I don't know. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because so many people love that, and I don't see that it's really blurring pores. I have a lot of pores and a lot of scarring from when I did have acne before I started to use my natural oils. And so, yeah, I mean, you can't really see it at this distance, but if you were standing in front of me, you would see it. So I'm trying to get something to just kind of blur over that. It doesn't have to cover it up completely, but blur over it. And then I have this guy, and I'm going to show you both of these just because. So this is my Skin Perfector from Essence. This is Tinted Primer, Instant Blur Effect, Natural Matte Finish. This has a really moussey, similar to the No. 7 base, like their tinted moisturizer sort of thing that I do like. This one I don't like as much, and it's quite drying. So you can actually feel this like sucking the moisture out of your skin. So Essence didn't really wow me on that one. And also the tone is not quite right for my skin. So it feels like it leaves like little white dots where it does fill in the pores. So I've tried using that under another product, and it just got kind of cakey and whatnot. So I haven't figured out really how to use that. I might need to have a little more time with it, but we'll see. Yeah, this tinted primer, you hated this. Yeah, it just, I think it just might not work for me. Or might just not work. I've heard that from other people, that other people didn't like it either. So we'll see. But yeah, it's okay. So I'm actually adding two primers in, and I'm adding two primers in because I just got another primer that I also want to use. So hello to everybody who has joined us. Sorry, I do not. I should be better at keeping up and greeting everybody as you come in, but once I take off, I'm just like, and let's go. So excuse my yawns are coming more frequently. It's not you. You're not boring me. I'm boring myself. No, just kidding. Hello Good Stuff Collection. Hello Good Stuff Collection. What is that one? I don't know. So these two are ones that I'm going to try. So this is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base. This is the one that Tati's been talking about a lot, I think, isn't she? It has a really interesting scent. What is the scent? Do you guys have this? What is that? It's almost smells like cinnamon something, but but it's not cinnamony. I don't know. Anyway, smells good. And it is cooling. And it does seem to blur a little bit. So I'm going to try a little bit more. I will check that Hello Good Stuff collection next time I get something from Essence. So, but I'm interested in trying. This is a Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. I think I've used this once or twice. So I'll be interested to use this a little bit more. The other one that I just got is the Undercover Blurring Coconut Face Primer from Marc Jacobs. I got this from the Boxy add-ons or pop-ups or whatever it is. I can never keep them straight. Anyway, and I wanted to try it. I have had pretty decent luck with Marc Jacobs. I don't have a lot of stuff from Marc Jacobs, but I've been pretty impressed so far with the quality. So I am curious to try these two, and I will report back at the end of the month what I think of those two. And so what I do is I allow myself to choose whatever I want from this Project Pan basket right here. Sorry. And also my daily basket. Stop yawning, Priscilla. It suddenly hit me that I'm very tired. And also I'm talking, so I'm using my diaphragm more. Whatever. I'm a voice teacher, so I think about those things. All right, so anyway, those will go in my daily basket. Okay, so then we have base products. So this and this were the base products that I had. So this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1. I got it in light. I like it for definitely for no makeup looks. It's really nice. It leaves the skin looking very pretty. I just I didn't use it as much as maybe I should have because I tend to want to use my makeup more. And so I'm like, if I put this on, what else am I going to do? But this, I think, is really nice under like a powder foundation or something like that too, or just, maybe powder with a little bit more coverage. It can be quite nice. So I like it. Yeah, I like it. But I didn't use it that much. So I also didn't use this one very much, but I used it a couple times. And this is Profusion Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. And it had gotten some good reviews when it came out. What is the color? Light 3, Cool Pink. Hyaluronic acid, medium to full coverage, SPF 15, etc. So this one I liked okay. But it also it's just a little bit thick, a little bit much, and it didn't go on as nicely as some others that I really like. The one that I think is just about the best. Well, this one is really good. This is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This one's really good if you want that sort of coverage. But if you want more coverage, you can't beat this. $1. $1. Shop Miss A. This is the AOA Perfect BB Cream. And I got this one in medium, but I just got backups in light and medium because this was my Caribbean when I was living in the tropics color. And it's my color now because it's summer. But as I lighten in the middle of winter, I'll use the light one a little bit more, and then I can mix them together too. I just have to deal with the fact that I keep yawning because I can't make myself stop. So we're going with it. So this is my base product that's coming in. This is the e.l.f. Camel Cc Cream. I need to use this more. I've only used it once or twice, I think. And I've got this in light 210 neutral. So I'll be using this, adding that to the basket. I should just put them in there instead of keeping them out, whatever. All right, so then we have concealer. The concealer I'm taking out, Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer from Maybelline. This I really like. I think the finish is just beautiful on this. It's very natural. It's not a super heavy concealer, but it's very nice. I don't see a concealer here. Did I not pick one out? I might not have picked out a concealer. Or I might be crazy. Hold on a second. Hold, please. Okay, I think I didn't pick out a concealer, so let's do that right now. I'm looking to see real quick if I did that. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the one from number 7. Let me make sure I don't have another one in here that I haven't used yet, because I did use this one. a while ago. So I have a drawer of things I haven't used, and I've got a drawer of things I have used. So I have used this one already. I do quite like this. So we'll go ahead and use this. The issue with this is it's dark. I should have gotten a lighter color because for some silly reason, I got this in light medium. And I should have gotten the shade up from it. But I do like it a lot. It's a beautiful finish. So we will hang on to that. Okay. So then powder. Really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills that I got in my Ipsy X Halsey. This is a very nice powder. Like it a lot. And I will be replacing it with 2 powders because I want to use them both. And they are kind of different things. So I have this mattifying Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder in waterproof. And this is the, there's no color because I guess it only comes in this, whatever that is. The white, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and this one is in medium. So I will be using both of these powders to replace that one because I can. It's my game. I make up the rules as I go. Okay, then I'm going to be taking this out. This is the Eloise Get Gleaming Body Glow Illuminator. Now, I have used this as just kind of a tap-on highlighter. I'm a fairly oily person. I'm a pretty oily person. And so I don't need a whole lot. I haven't really used it on my skin at all. But I'm basically going to replace that with this. I like this quite a bit, but it is a little bit more on the greasy side because it is more for the body than it is for the face. This is the one About Face in Light Lock liquid highlighter. I don't like this application. It's really obnoxious. I'm just going to barely touch it on my skin. I hate when I do this and then it all just goes on the sides and it makes a mess. Stressful. But I will be interested in using this. But this really gives a very shiny, gleaming highlight there. Let me see if I can get the reflection. Ooh, yeah, there we go. So that was just a teeny tiny bit on there. So this gives a really beautiful reflect. This is more intended as a highlight, liquid highlight. So I will be using that as a liquid highlight. Powder highlight I did not have in here. Am I telling you the truth? I am telling the truth. But I'm adding a powder highlight because I want to. This is the e.l.f. White Gold highlight. And it is not a super shiny. And I'm okay with that. It just gives a nice little sheen. I think it comes off more on a brush though than that. So I will be using that. Okay. Blushes. Ugh, my nose. I have a couple blushes here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's another highlighter. Let me grab this highlighter too. So blushes, bronzers. Sorry, I'm bumping the computer. So you guys are dancing all over the place. Enjoy. Oh, there's more here. Oh my goodness. So much stuff, Priscilla. Okay. So I have this highlighter too. So this is a Happy Glow Lucky highlighter. Sorry. And this is from Shout and Pout. Pout and Shout. Sorry. Pout and Shout is her IG. These are all custom, one-of-a-kind items that she makes. This is a purple highlighter. And I just needed the opportunity to use this. And as we're getting into more the fall season, I thought this would be just really fun. So really pretty lavender based highlighter. She upcycles all her packaging and everything and then makes each one individually. So it's a lot of fun. Super cute. So I will be using that one as well. Okay, now the other highlighters. I don't know. I'm probably not going to put all of these in, but I'm thinking of adding this one to it. I'm not going to do this one from Juvia's Place because that would be 4 highlighters, and I don't need 4 highlighters in my basket for the month. But this one from Juvia's Place is the Heroin Loose Highlighter. And I guess that's just the name. There's only one of this. And it is, you know, just a loose highlighter, like it says. It is a very shiny, very glittery, very reflective. There we go. Look at that. Some serious bling, yo. So, yeah, it's very, very pretty, but you kind of have to use it sparingly, but gorgeous. This is the one that's a little bit better for my skin than this. This was a free with purchase, and this came in the mystery box. And so this one just works a little bit better for my skin, but that one's more of a bronzer topper. For me, in my opinion. Sorry, excuse me again. Okay, bronzers. I have two bronzers, and maybe I'll just use that one. Never mind. I'm not going to use this one. I'm just going to use this one. This is the Iconic London one that came in BoxyCharm. Yeah, BoxyCharm. There we go. That's what it looks like. It's basically brand new. I've used it like twice, including today. It has a really kind of subtle bronze to it, but really nice. You can see it right here. Not overly orange. It's cool, but not more neutral. It just is a neutral. And I really like the fact that there's enormous mirror in there. That's nice too. So I will be using that instead of, let's take out Perpetually Tan. This is the primer infused e.l.f. It is somewhat, oh, this is pretty warm. Yeah, this is, see if you can see the difference there. So this is the Perpetually Tan, and this is the Iconic London. So you can see this is somewhat orangey. Not really, but it is definitely more of a sunburnt sort of look than the Iconic London. Again, probably good for the time of year as we're moving into a fall look. So there you go. All right. I have to keep everything straight here and make sure that I'm making sense. So then we have blushes. I have, oh, there's another bronzer I'm taking out too. That's the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I really have enjoyed this a lot, but I will take it out for now. I could leave it in there since technically I can layer a bronzer over a bronzer. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep this in and just go ahead and layer those since I don't have another cream-based bronzer. Okay, so then blushes. So I've got 3 blushes in here. I have the e.l.f. Watermelon Bite Size. Really like these. These are just so cute. And this color is so good for spring and summer. Just one of the perfect spring and summer. But now we're in September. It's time to think about fall. Another really nice summery is another one from e.l.f. And this is in the color Radiant Peach. Sorry, I can't see anything, so I have to look at it that way. So I will be taking this out, but again, another really nice, a little bit shimmery, and then peachy, as it says. So that's what it looks like right down here. Not super light, not overdoing it or anything, but, and then this is more of a yellow blush, which is really interesting. And this is Always Peachy. And with my pink undertone, it kind of works really nicely with this, but yeah, it's just it's pretty subtle of a blush, but I'm digging it. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. But I'm replacing with another e.l.f. because I've got e.l.f. blushes up the wazoo. I think I bought 4 in one haul or something like that. And this is Candid Corn? It's Candid Corn, not candied corn, but Candid Corn. This is another peach sort of blush. Let me put it here. Yeah, so just kind of gives a nice little light wash. And I like that. It's not overly done. It's more of a bronzy blush. But then, for something completely different, we've got Cur Royal. Cur Royal? Is that really what it's called? From Laura Mercier. This came from one of my boxes or something. And it's a very purpley, mauvey, rosy, excuse me, sort of color. Very different. But I think this one will work with that purple leaning highlight a little bit, or just on its own. And as we're getting into the fall, I like this kind of color, vampier sort of color. All right. So there we go. I do eyeshadow one and dones. I know I'm skipping around a little bit. I'm kind of, I'm not really staying where I need to be, but that's okay. And I'm taking these ones out. There's actually quite a few. Quite a few. This Prism Cream eyeshadow. This is okay. It's a little chunkier than I expected it to be. That's from AOA Studio. It's the white one. It's rainbow. It's very, yeah. It's not as smooth as I was hoping it would be. Elf. This is the one that is. What color do we have? Gotta take my glasses off for a second so I can try to read this. I don't know. It's the purple one. It's the purple glittery one. So I don't see this. I don't see the color of it, but it's purple glittery one. I do really like that for like an accent right above the lashes or in the inner corner or something like that. It's really nice. These two are from AOA Studio. They're cream. This one's the yellow matte, and this is the shimmery green. These are both absolutely gorgeous. This is great under some of those palettes that have the greens or the yellows in it because it really helps to intensify and adds a really nice base. This is just a really beautiful green shimmer for the lid or the inner corner or whatever. These are great, but I will be retiring them for the time being. Also from AOA Studio is this Wonder Baked Eyeshadow in Gatsby, which is this pretty blue, kind of a muted. It's like a muted bright blue, whatever that means. But that's what it looks like. Put it there. And it's more like a slate sort of blue. Really pretty. And you can use these, of course, wet as eyeliners too. So they work really nicely that way. I have these two liners here from AOA Studio, a yellow one and a red one. I've used these once or twice, but not really a whole lot, but I'll take those out for the time being. And Naked Cosmetics, this is a nice one and done neutral shadow that I've used like when I've had a lot of mattes. Then I throw this in there and it gives a nice, I think I wore it yesterday. I was like, do I have it on today? No, I have something else that doesn't need any assistance, but that's what it looks like right there. Really pretty champagne color. So what am I adding in? I'm glad you asked. I'm adding in another one of the Prism Cream eyeshadows, but this is a silver. And then I'm using an elf, another one of the elf, but this is the blue one, and this isn't the glittery one. It's the I wish these had the colors on, but they don't. I'm adding in the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadow. These are so good. If you have not used these, holy cow, go get you. They're just dripping. They're absolutely liquid. Beautimous. So, yeah, let me swatch this somewhere just so you can get a little bit of eyeball on that. It's just gorgeous. So those will be going into this, and then I think I'll throw this one in as well, the Revlon one that I just picked up, the little liner purpley one. I think that'll work well with the fall leaning sort of looks. Okay. I am taking out this eye primer. Really like it. This is LA Girl Pro Primer. It is a pen-based, waxy sort of base, and it's white, so it really helps colors to pop. I've used it pretty consistently this month, and I really enjoy it. I would say it's on my top maybe 2 eye primers right now. But we are going to be replacing with this. This is the Soft Base Nude Eye Primer from AOA Studio. I have not tried this yet, but I've tried another one that they had, and I do have, oh wait, maybe I tried it one time. It looks like I've tried it one time. I also have their glitter primer that I really like, and that's in my project pan because I always use it. Things that I use a lot really consistently, I keep in my project pan. But I will be using this and seeing how it compares to the other ones. And yeah, hopefully it's good. Taking out ABH Brow Definer. This is their brow pencil with the spoolie on one end, and then there's the little diamond sort of shape, triangle sort of shape. Taking that out, replacing it with Juvia's Place. This is their new they're only brow pencil, and similar. It has this on one end, but it's really, really thin, much thinner than the other one. This is what I'm actually wearing on my brows today. And then really fine spoolie on the other end. Do quite like this. So that will be replacing it. And then for mascara, I will take this out, but I will put it in the back because I'll still be using it. And then I'm actually going to replace it with two that I really want to give attention to because I just got both of these. It was going to be the Marc Jacobs, but I'm also going to add this number 7 that I just got, the number 7 the full 360. I really like the way my lashes look today, and that's only with 2 coats and the first time using this. So I'm very hopeful that this might actually be a new fave. But I do like this Marc Jacobs one as well from the one time I used it. We'll give it a little bit of time, but I'll start to compare these. In fact, I might do a side-by-side of these two just to see. All right, so let's put all of these guys in here and see how they fit. Getting them to fit in this thing and in a way that I can just pull them out and they don't fall down, that's kind of the trick. So we'll see. It's kind of a little bit like playing Tetris. Because you got to kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say, but you kind of, you have to strategize. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And anticipate. And then you have things like this. You can't put this up on end, and I guess I could put it in that way, but, and because it's this net sort of thing, it doesn't really hold things standing straight up, but we're going to make it all fit. Darn it. We are going to do it. And yeah, so we'll look at these at the end of the month. I'll make comparisons. I will give you my 2 cents or so. 2 cents plus change. I don't know. Can you do change on 2 cents? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's the basket for this month. Basically that's what we've got. I will be putting these other things back where they're at, and we'll be cycling through them again. So when I go through this, I like to use kind of a balance of new stuff and stuff that I've already used so that I'm making sure I'm using my whole collection. And also for most of my stuff that's not eyeshadow and not lippies, I try to keep the overall down pretty well. But with subscription boxes, it comes up fast. So getting all sorts of goodies that I don't necessarily need to have lots of, and that's why I'm trying to use them up as well. And trying to focus on the project pan over there. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got. This was fun. I am so tired. I have to do laundry today still. Hubby said he was going to go for a walk with me in Rainbow. There's apparently a trail down the road from us, maybe a half mile. We haven't lived here very long. So we drive by there, and it was closed because I think they were doing construction, but it looks like it's a hiking trail that goes under the road. Like there's a tunnel. And then I don't know how far out it goes, but I'm like, ooh, that could be a lot of fun. So we might take her out there and see how she does. And yeah, see how the trail is. But we got to get it motivation. So we might take a nap first. And then I guess that's it. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures of the stuff so we can put it all on the good old Eye of G and let you guys see what we're doing. But that's it. So it was fun talking to you. I will see you in the next one. We'll be here on Wednesday evening. Oh, Wednesday evening. I do a full face, not full face. I do 2 eye looks live, and I have not gotten any of my newly ordered things, but I'm going to tell you what's coming to me. I have Midas, the Basic B Perception Palette, and the Genesis Palette that are coming to me. I have ColourPop, I have Tinkerbell, and Lilac You a Lot coming to me. And I also have a bunch of the other stuff like the Tinkerbell, the whole eye collection I got, and then the Lilac You a Lot, I got the bundle. So that comes with like a blush and lippies and 2 eye liners, I think. And then the oh, what is it? Uh, 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 uh. What's the company that has the Pizza Kitty and the Pickle Palette? Those are coming to me. Pizza Kitty and Pickle Palette from the same company. I would hear every time I is it sugar drizzle? Is that what it is? Um so anyway, I think I'm getting those as well. And then I think was there one more in there somewhere? I don't know if there's one more in there that I'm missing. What? You touching me with your cold nose. Is mommy not paying attention to you? Okay. And then the Violet Voss. I ordered the purple one last night. I also have an order coming from Ulta. It's not eyeshadow. Surprise, surprise. But if I get that in, then I'll try some of those. Anyway, I'll be doing some stuff live. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but as I get these things in, hopefully I'll get them in before then. Then I'll know what palette or palettes I'm going to use. I like to do looks that are kind of my, whatever it is that I would wear. One look on each eye, using one palette, or sometimes using two. But I try to reduce it down to one. Oh, by the way, I use this palette. If you haven't seen this one yet, it is a beautiful palette. Really, really pretty. And unlike the other one, these mattes really perform nicely. I have no problems with any of them. This is actually more of a satin. Oh, she just hit the blinds with her tail. This is more of a satiny grayish. It's just such an interesting color. It's almost like a blue, but it's more like a gray. It's just really, really interesting. This is a nice, pretty bronze color. And then this is a duochrome, the green and red duochrome, which works really great with this whole side here. This duochrome looks beautiful with it. So I use that, and those looks will be up. They're not up yet, but I just finished this up. So I will be putting those looks up. I'm getting caught up from when Instagram had me in timeout. So I wasn't able to post, but I was taking pictures. So yeah, so it was great talking to you. I'm saying so a lot. So it's time to go. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, and join me on Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and have a great night and be fabulous. Bye.